Okay, fine. I'll watch it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now, as you probably know, PlayStation announced their state of play for one game today, and that one game has to be Final Fantasy XVI. Totally silly, as I feel those events should be saved for numerous games and not just one specific title. But we get 25 minutes of a deep dive of Final Fantasy XVI. Now, if you watched my 600 subscriber celebration, you already know that I am very apprehensive about this game. My expectations are so incredibly low that it's not even on the Richter scale. It's not even on any rating board. That's how low it is. And that has to do with the fact that I've given Square Enix so many chances over the years to rekindle that fire and passion, to take my breath away and captivate me like they used to with Final Fantasy on the PS1, the GBA, and so on. But they have repeatedly let me down at every single turn. Now, there have been games here and there that I thought were fine and okay, but nothing truly impressed me in Final Fantasy since 10. And then they ruined 10 with the sequel, some Charlie Angels nonsense that didn't need to be. And then we had the MMO of 11, which kind of failed. And then 12 was kind of a mixed bag. And 13 was just, it was awful. It was so linear. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the story. And it got 3 sequels because they were trying to make Lightning be as iconic as Cloud, Squall, and Sephiroth. It didn't work. And then 14, it's an MMO, and 14 is very successful, but I have to be honest. I don't think MMOs should be considered mainline Final Fantasy entries. Those are side games, and they should not have numerical numbers. That should be reserved for only single-player Final Fantasy games. That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with that. Don't let that trigger you. I can't help it if it does trigger you. Yes, I played 14. It's fine, but I just don't care about MMOs. I lose interest in them. And then 15. 15 was the biggest disappointment in Final Fantasy franchise that I have ever experienced. It was so bad that I quickly got rid of it as fast as I could. Waiting over 10 years for that game. There were people that were in high school, had children, and their children are probably almost teenagers. The time span that game was in development hell. So now we're at 16, and I just don't really care anymore. And sure, Final Fantasy VII Remake, it was pretty decent. I'm not going to say it was really bad. It was different, but it's a remake. It's not a brand new title. It's not a brand new entry. It's a remake of something that was already massively successful, and most people bought it for nostalgia alone. But when it comes to new entries, I don't really have faith in this series. And this high action base, the pop and whistles might look fine. It might look pretty, but it's all flash and no substance. I want to truly be taken away by Final Fantasy again. I want to be excited for this franchise. So, I am going to give it a chance. I am in the negative camp right now. And I'm going to watch this, and we're going to see if Square Enix can actually pull me back into the fold. If they can win me over for this. Because with Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, I have been really disappointed with them. We're going to watch this, and we're going to see if they can impress me. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate that you do so. Let's take a look at this Final Fantasy XVI State of Play. Alright, let's do it. Got my headset on and I'm ready to go. Alright.
Hello everyone. This
Let's
is
see.
Naoki Yoshida, producer of Final Fantasy XVI.
Konnichiwa.
And welcome to the State of Play. Today, I'm here to talk a little bit about the story, world, and combat system of Final Fantasy XVI, as well as reveal all new information regarding the game's wide variety of RPG elements and support systems. We'll be talking you through everything while using never-before-seen gameplay footage running on the PlayStation 5. I hope you'll stay with us until the end of the show and enjoy everything we have in store for you. With that, let's get started.
Okay, let's get started. I will say the graphics do look nice,
Shiva's dominant.
but it can't just be graphics. And I'm one of those people that actually
Focus, Wyvern.
prefer Final Fantasy as turn-based.
This mission success.
I want some strategy. I just don't want to just spam attacks like in Final Fantasy 15. And I also don't want a shitty magic system like that game had. Having to go to glowing rocks to refill my magic is stupid. But yeah, this game does look pretty.
Allow me to welcome you to the world of Final Fantasy XVI. Final Fantasy XVI is the latest installment in the Final Fantasy series, a storied franchise with 35 years of history. Yet while this is the 16th mainline title in the series, there's absolutely no need to have played any of the previous games before jumping in. With a fusion of real-time action and RPG features, Final Fantasy XVI has been developed as the first true action RPG in the series. Using the power of the PlayStation 5 to its fullest, the game delivers an expansive, thrilling gameplay experience which we liken to a high-speed roller coaster ride.
I'm a little concerned that the big giant, like, when you transform into like a summon, that it's just going to be all scripted combat. You're really not going to have any freedom or choice within it. But we'll see. I do think the combat is very flashy, very pretty. They're definitely trying to tap into Devil May Cry, but does it have a in-depth combo system like Devil May Cry does? That rewards you for actually doing better in combat. In Devil May Cry, you get more red orbs the better you do and higher score. But is this game going to have anything like that? Like you get more XP for being more creative in combat. Or maybe those special moves get stronger because you use them more. That's the kind of stuff you want in action combat. You want to be rewarded for playing better and not just smashing buttons.
Of our story
So I don't know if they have any of that in the game. Hopefully they let us know.
We follow the epic tale of Clive, Shield of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, as it unfolds across 3 distinct periods in our hero's life: his teens, 20s, and 30s.
Oh! Interesting. So we get to see different points in his life. That's interesting. That's interesting.
While the story begins with Clive in his 20s, a fully playable flashback will allow you to experience the pivotal events that shaped his past and present. And thus does the curtain open on this newest Final Fantasy adventure.
Like I said, it's very pretty. Nobody will definitely have anything to say about the graphics in this game. But graphics are not everything. Because if graphics were everything, the Nintendo Switch wouldn't be selling like hotcakes. Now would it? And the music is really good. I will say the music is pretty great.
Navigation in Final Fantasy XVI is driven via a world map, with locations being added and updated as players progress through the main narrative.
Oh no!
The map can be opened at any
I think
time,
I already see a big
players
negative.
Access to all manner of locations across Valisthea. Here, players will meet new friends.
Okay, so they look like they're going with the menu system where it looks like it's keyboard and mouse, but you gotta move your analog stick around like a mouse cruiser. I hate that menu system. It's so shit. Stop using it. But I don't know. I don't know. But that's what it looked like for a brief second, and I was like, please, no. I hate that. Oh, chocobos. I love chocobos. And I love that you have a dog companion. You can't go wrong with animals. That's always nice. Like I said, this game is gorgeous. And that alone might grip a lot of people, but I need more than pretty graphics. Because it used to be Final Fantasy was the prettiest of all the games. And that was one of the big selling factors for the series. But now that most video games look like what Final Fantasy used to look like, there has to be more to it.
From the icons that he encounters. Now, let's take a moment to admire Clive in action.
Okay. Wow. Flashy. I did notice when they previously showed the combat, though, it felt like enemies were damage sponges that you would just keep smacking them with a bunch of crazy attacks, and they had huge health pools, but it just felt like they did it to kind of make the combat look cooler and not really because of challenge. So I want a nice balance. I don't want enemies to feel like they're HP sponges. But I mean, on paper what I'm seeing looks awesome. I just don't know if when I get it in hand it's really gonna be like that. Because they're making this look really good to sell you on it, but that doesn't mean it's actually going to be that. Like, this combat looks cool, but playing combat like this for hundreds of hours and all the enemies take like 20 minutes to kill because they're HP sponges, it would get really old really fast. And you would not want to be in combat. And that's probably like 85%, 90% of this game.
The abilities that Clive wields have unique characteristics depending on the icon they are derived from. Players can use ability points collected by defeating enemies to unlock more abilities or upgrade existing ones.
Almost like a sphere grid, but not really like a sphere grid. Okay.
No problem. You can let the game choose for you.
Oh. That's great for people that just want to stream and hop right back into the action.
Provide support to those players who may not be so skilled at action games, bringing them a truly enjoyable experience. Players are encouraged to equip Clive with different combinations of these accessories until they find the one that perfectly matches their own.
Yeah. When they say that, it just seems like they're trying to alienate classic Final Fantasy fans and bring in casuals. And it's like, this isn't a new IP. This is Final Fantasy XVI, so you should really be catering to the fan base and not casuals, because you're going to alienate them, possibly.
Alternatively, players could equip an accessory that fully automates evasion. As I said before, I really encourage everyone to discover the combination that works best for them.
So pretty much auto evade, so that you don't have to dodge at all. I mean, whatever. I'm not really gonna play that way because it takes away from enjoying.
Before starting a new game. In this mode, timely accessories are automatically equipped from the start, allowing players to immerse themselves in the narrative experience without having to worry too much with the action.
Then what is the point in playing a game? You play a game to play a game. You don't play a game to watch it. If you're gonna just watch it, just go watch a Twitch stream or stream it. And that's why Final Fantasy 15 to me sucked for a lot of reasons, because it felt so dumbed down. Like, you can literally go to a hotel and jump like 40 levels by resting at it, which was ridiculous. It's like they're alienating hardcore Final Fantasy fans and catering to casuals, and it should be the other way around. Because we're the ones that supported Final Fantasy for all these years. You should be catering to us. We are the ones most likely to buy your $400 damn collector's edition, Square Enix.
Some of these companions will even accompany Clive on his adventures.
I think people should play a game and learn to get better at it. Like, I don't...
Players will only need to focus
whatever.
on controlling Clive. Party members are fully AI-driven, providing support for the hero and constantly adapting and responding to...
I also don't like that. You cannot control your party members. They're only AI. I want to be able to control them and play as them. Let me pick who I get to play as. Make it like Tales, where I can switch to whoever I want to play as. Whatever.
Oh, and we
I know I'm being very critical and very negative, and I'm probably going to get a lot of people hating on my video, and they're probably going to unsubscribe to me. I don't care, because my opinions are for me. And if you don't like him, you don't have to watch my video. Go watch something else where somebody's overly praising it.
give him direct commands. Just don't forget to give this good boy some treats every now and then.
Goots, get her upstairs.
I do like the dog.
Don't fret about Karen. I've taken care of her fee.
All of it?
She's the best healer this side of the belt. You've nothing to worry about. Go, have a look around. I'll be in my solar.
After progressing somewhat through the game, Clive will gain access to Cid's hideaway. Here in the hideaway, Clive will find a shop where he can purchase
Hideaway?
weapons, armor, and consumables.
Couldn't pick a
such as
better name.
potions.
You'll not find a better price than that.
Well,
Blackthorn, a highly skilled blacksmith, works the hideaway's forge, bring in materials to craft new gear or upgrade existing items. After upgrading your equipment or unlocking new abilities, try accessing the Arete Stone. Here, players can enter a virtual training area outside the bounds of time and space, where they are free to refine and practice combos of their very own. Once you're confident in your skills,
See, that
try your
is
hand at
nice,
arcade mode,
because
and
that
your
will
scores
teach you
stack
how
up
to get
against
better
players
at the
from around
game.
world.
Instead of giving somebody a freaking easy mode, you give them this so they can practice and get better at the
Hideaway is
game.
home to a lot of other features as well.
You don't need an easy mode then. You have a training area. Whatever.
Not only will players discover a variety of side quests here, but they can also view information on quests offered all around Valisthea.
I just don't like things handed to me in video games. I'm lazy enough in life. I don't need to be lazy in video games, okay?
Alright, Clive. Still busy saving
Because
the
at that
world?
point, there's no reason for you to play it. Go watch it.
Mid. When did you get back?
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Visit
I love
the hunt board
Moogles.
to gain information on elite marks, fearsome foes lurking about the realm in desperate need of slaying. The Moogle will be your guide. There's also Lordesman Harpocrates, who will unlock Valisthea's secrets as Clive recounts tales of his adventures.
Oh, so what is this, like cutscenes or refreshing yourself on?
You wish to study the tomes?
Here for another of my lectures.
And Vivian Ninetail, a scholar and strategist who will be more than happy to explain to Clive the current state of the realm and provide information on key players. There are all kinds of interactions and features in the Hideaway to help players get even more enjoyment out of their time with Final Fantasy XVI.
Ever changing, Clive.
On his travels, Clive will encounter a wide array of fearsome foes.
I mean, this looks really flashy. It looks really cool. I'm not gonna say that it does not look cool, but I just don't know.
He will,
In the
of
longer
course,
run.
clash with the dominants who wield the power of the icons. Colossal beasts who hold the surrounding lands under their sway.
Looks like they're gonna have a nice enemy
Mysterious
variety, that's
constructs
for
of the
sure.
fallen, a civilization shrouded in mystery.
Wow. Okay, that boss looks cool. All the fire and the dragons and the... That looks neat. And I guess that's Liquid Flame. I thought it was Ifrit. You know what they should do? They should just make Jack Garland show up as the final boss, kick your ass, and then that's how the game ends.
And we cannot forget the icons themselves. Experience unparalleled real-time action combat as Clive takes command of the iconic might coursing through his veins and shatters his very limits. The shining point of Final Fantasy XVI, however, has to be the breathtaking icon versus icon battles.
Those are definitely going to be scripted events, though. You're not going to really have much freedom during the icon fights.
These epic confrontations all play out in real time, allowing players to control their very own icon with their own hands. These battles differ depending on the icon encountered, and every showdown is unique, right down to gameplay. Players will experience everything from a 3D scrolling shooter to a heavyweight wrestling match with devastating attacks that encompass the entire battlefield. These massive scale boss battles are entirely seamless, and I can promise you heart-stopping, controller-gripping excitement. I can't wait for you to get your hands on the game for yourself.
I mean, they do look cool. Looks really neat. But I also thought the same thing of Final Fantasy XV. I thought it looked neat. Turns out it wasn't. Looks can be very deceiving. So that's why people should not just focus on looks. They really need to put out a demo of this. Let people try it. If they're that confident in it, they'll put out a demo. If they haven't already, I don't know. And honestly, I don't got a PS5, so it doesn't really matter. I won't be getting it day one anyways. I can't play it unless I have a PS5 or a PC. That looks like a shoot 'em up section. On rails, shoot 'em up. That's on rails. The running section. You probably just constantly keep running, and I've over all the years of gaming, I've learned to pick up what's on rails sections, what's scripted, and what's not. So I'm not as impressed by those things as I used to be. A lot of newer gamers will see this and go, oh my gosh, this is going to be the greatest game ever in existence. There will never be another game that tops this. This is going to have the Game of the Year award, blah, 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 blah. But I see quick time events and scripted events throughout this whole game. Linear sections and very padded combat with damage sponge enemies so far. I don't know. And it looks like your hub section is going to be the only real explorable place, maybe? I hope there's more of that. I don't know.
So everyone, what did you think? Thank you for taking the time to join us today. Final Fantasy XVI.
A few days before my birthday. My birthday's on the 25th, so...
And there's still plenty that we've left to reveal. Battle content, side content, endgame content, and more. We hope to bring you more on these aspects of the game in the near future. Also, I'm truly excited to finally be able to reveal that Final Fantasy XVI's main theme was written and performed by one of Japan's greatest recording artists, Kenshi Yonezu. We've still got a lot more in store for you in the coming weeks, and I hope you'll all pre-order the game and join us in Valisthea on release day.
See ya.
This has been Naoki Yoshida, producer of Final Fantasy XVI.
Thank you for showing what you had. That was the PlayStation Direct. So what do I think? Honestly, like I said, it's very pretty. The graphics, the animation, the variety of enemy, the voice acting, the music, all that sounds great. But I feel like it's going to be... I feel like something's going to be missing from it. I don't really think I like the way the menus and the UI is inside the item menu. I'm concerned that the hub section you unlocked is really the only explorable place, and everything else is going to be very linear or scripted. I'm concerned that a lot of the combat is going to be filled with quick time events, and it's going to be padded with damage sponge enemies. I'm really concerned that the icon battles are just scripted events, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm also concerned about all the accessibility options, which is just baby easy mode. I don't know about that. It makes me feel like when they include those from the get-go, it dumbs down what they could have done with the combat. It means that there probably isn't going to be as much strategy and challenge. There used to be where you had to use specific spells and abilities in order to help you overcome enemies, like using Hastiga and using slow, or poisoning your enemy. Like zombie enemies, you could use a potion on them or a Phoenix down and it would instantly kill them. There were cool little things you could do like that. And I don't know if this game has any cool strategies like that to it. So I'm honestly kind of concerned about the longevity of the game. And really the depth of the mechanics and the combat and the exploration and all this. I don't want to just be stuck in a hub town or hub hideout choosing quests from a quest board and then I'm automatically transported to it and I'm fighting it. I want to be able to explore the whole environment. I want to go to different places. And I don't know if we're going to get that. So I'm not going to really say that my expectations are any much higher than they were. I would say before they weren't on the board and now they're on the board but at the bottom. I've just been so burnt out by Final Fantasy that I don't trust what I'm seeing. And they really have to prove it to me. So far, I just see flashy combat with no substance. It's pretty to look at, but there's nothing more there. We'll see. I could always be proven wrong, and if I am proven wrong, I will eat crow, I will buy the game, and I will praise it for being fantastic. But I don't have a PlayStation 5. This isn't on my radar, and I'll probably pick it up when it's on a sale. Because I can't play it anyways. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you excited for Final Fantasy XVI? Did you like these 25 minutes of footage? Are you going to pre-order it? Are you getting the collector's edition? Let me know. Would love to hear from you. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. That's how you join the 1UP family. And if you are subscribed, like, share, and comment for additional 1UPs. That's always awesome too. Until next time, happy gaming, and let's all 1UP our collections together. Alright, bye!